says, oh, that's a point. I don't know that I don't have channel point redemptions in my chat. I'll have to fix that at some point. Hello! I don't know if you can tell by the extremely subtle imagery that I'm using, but it is my birthday, and my microphone is on. Excellent. The reason I'm already starting this is because for my birthday I am playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which is a good game. Well, Stanley Parable Original is a good game, and I have high hopes for this one as well. But because it's my birthday, I couldn't buy a single hat. I had to buy them in a pack of 10. I was like, I might as well dress up for my birthday. But because I had 10 of them, I decided that I would give you all the power if you pay 500 channel points to put a single additional party hat on me. Hello, Sally! Thank you very much. And John Struct has already redeemed this channel point redemption. So I guess I'm already going to do this. Look what you've done. Now I have to put... Where's the party hat relative to me? There it is. Let's get this on. Okay. Here we go. Now I have 2 of them. So this is already going extremely well. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Also, Bindle is here. Bindle is here on my birthday. Bindle will not be wearing a party hat. She is already beautiful enough. She doesn't need one. Hey Mish! Thank you for the birthday cheer. Also, can you all tell me if you actually heard the music that's supposed to go with that cheer? Because I only recently realised that my alert box sounds were not working on the stream end. And by recently I mean a couple of hours ago. It's louder than me, in which case I will need to quickly fix that. Alrighty, alert box can turn all the way down to 20. That'll do. You heard some music then. That's good. Good. Hey, let's start. What if we played a video game? So the reason I haven't already opened it yet was because I was doing a little bit of pre-stream testing, installing the game, opening it up a bit so that I could then maneuver it into my game capture screen. But the problem is that I didn't realise that this game has content from before you even start actually playing the game. I'm going to open it up to show you what I mean. So the first time I opened this game, it asked me to set the brightness and it asked me to set the time. Let's see if this works. Let's see if it can detect game. There it is. Written by Davey Reedon. Good chap. Yes, it presented me with this, where it asks me to put the current time. The first time I did it, it just showed me this. The second time I did it, it thanked me for... because I genuinely did fill this out. And I'm going to do it again. So it's currently 7:06. And last time I did it, it thanked me for doing it authentically and said that this time I could do whatever number I wanted. But I'm just going to do this. It's my favourite time of day. 7:06 PM. Your favourite time of day. Or... could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Alright, see you, John. Thank you for hanging out. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7:06 PM is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 7:06 PM? Can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent new sliders to gather data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. So, I have that to look forward to the next time I play this game. The game that is the Stanley Powerball Ultra Deluxe. This is the game. Alright, I'm going to do controls, by controls, video, audio. I believe that there are some, so I've got subtitles on. I'm going to set on the content warnings for everyone. I personally don't tend to need them, but it's for in case anyone else needs to have those. So that is all good. How's the game sounding, by the way? You should be hearing like background noises. Might want to boost my own mic. Alright. We're doing it. Boost! How's that? Now I'm loud. My mic is a little quiet. Did I accidentally flick the... No, it's on. It doesn't have the -20 decibel setting. I can do some fiddly piddliness. Desktop audio looks about right. I might... Okay, yeah. Cool beans. Alrighty. Shall we begin the game? I'm only going to play this for a couple of hours and then I'm going to play the rest by myself because I really like this game and I want to play it. But I wanted to share it with you as well.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So, if you haven't played this game before, I don't know how many people that is. This is... I am Stanley, and all of my co-workers are gone. Thank you, Mazjin, also, by the way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The narrator does talk a lot in this game, so I'll try not to.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
By the way, if you look in the channel point redemptions, the reason I'm wearing two party hats is because I was wearing one, and then John redeemed the... You got 3.8 hours played in the original? Yeah, that sounds about right. You can redeem a party hat for 500 channel points, and that will literally grant me another party hat. I have 10 total, so that's going to be fun. Yes. Where are my co-workers? Ah, yes.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Thank you, Mazjin. I appreciate the commitment to party hats. I think right now I'm gonna be good. I want to do everything that I can.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker? Let it ball up inside you? Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers? Resent coworkers for not supporting you more? Ugh. Yeah, this is, when I previously played this game, I was at university and had never had an actual job, but now that I have had a job, this is probably more real than I like. Oh, soon, my friend. Soon. But not today.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Party hat! I need to put on a party hat. Hats! Give me my hats. Okay. This is going really well. This was a good idea. Let's see. Hello, Gren. Thank you for happy birthdays. I am putting on party hats. Okay, I've got... Is that gonna stay? Probably not. That'll do. Okay, back to the game. I'm going up to see my boss. A thing that I love to do on my birthday. Ooh, executive bathroom? I cannot see myself. Oh. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Extreme bathrooms. Toilet located. Good to know.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated
That makes
this.
sense.
What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Look
And
at
so
the-
the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Oh,
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
it's me. I
Yet
made
incredibly,
password.
by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Love that for him.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Spook-y. Real spooky. Let's go down and find completely normal things.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring
what
of
he
emotion
means.
in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
No jump button. I wish to jump.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. I'm being a good boy. Yeah, this is just a regular day in the office. That's just how it works. Yes. You're correct.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Big
What
room.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
No, but he's doing it anyway. I just appreciate the various computer spaces and clipboards and then button.
Now the monitors
Whoa.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Flashing images
Stanley's
warning, by the
co-workers.
way.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
Where am I?
freedom
Here I
meant
am.
nothing.
Look at me. Oh, that's me. 427. There's a lot of people working there. Yeah, it's a large business. And that's my office. I can see it. Shocking.
This
Bring it down.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all
What
this
happened to
time?
234?
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know. 104's just gone. I can't step into that elevator yet. There's something important I need to do. You need to let me do it. I will wait as long as I need. You have to let me back in. It's important. My followers need to understand. You have to let me back in. You've got to. You must. I can't get in there. There we go. Yes! This is why it pays to wait. I need to show you this because it's important. It's an important memory of mine. It also comes with a big flashing images warning, but it's so important here. I need to come back and I need to show you. I remember playing this game back in 2013. Such a long time ago. And I remember something about this room, which held such a precious memory to me that it influenced some of the decisions I've made in this very stream. Now, if you'll join me, I will push a button and I'll show you what I mean. Oh yeah, updated secrets mode, updated secret mode, hell yes! Faithfully ported secrets 2022! Secrets! I have the sync licensing rights to this song! Hell yeah! I can't get DMCA for this! We're having secrets! God bless you! William hides the best secrets? Yes he does! It's been almost 10 years and the secrets are staying forever! It's just so good. Watching this in the future. Speaking of which, I have a VOD channel and a Discord. This is a great opportunity for self-promotion. Come to Discord to let me know when there'll be more great opportunities to see things like this. And in 2 weeks' time, this will disappear off of Twitch, but it will be preserved forever on my VOD channel, where I legally cannot be attacked for using a song. Yes, I think I agree. I didn't take that into account, but yeah, I can definitely do that. Secret Discord! This is the best part of the Stanley Parable in England. Actually, I don't think it was in the old version, but it was in the 2013 version, and it is now. my god, this one goes.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Bye, Disco.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay, let's... Let me turn down the game volume. Yeah. He refused to believe in disco. Alrighty.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Yes.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes, Mazjin, it's exactly like War of the Worlds. You're so right. Button.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Go! You're right, I did bonk too hard. We did it.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
You're so right, Mazjin. I think that would make our lives as tech people far easier. Are you alright, Bindle? You're just sitting here wagging. Is it because the video game is good? Come and say hello. Yes. You're very good, girl. We're shaking hands. Good girl. To freedom! Goodbye! It's time to be free.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And that was the Stanley Parable, everyone. Thank you very much for coming along. I really appreciated it, for everyone coming out to the stream on this day. And I hope that I'm just fucking with you. We're starting again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Indeed, what
Stanley
could it
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, hey. Beep. I got one of those. Now, what can I do now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, thank you, Marsden, for coming along and for putting 2 extra party hats on me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I want to be evil today. I wished for control.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I don't have the licensing rights to this song.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Let's go! We have a parable to resolve. Or my name isn't Stanley. I mean, I guess according to the stream title, it's Rambly, but, you know, shrug.
Stanley walked straight ahead.
This
through
mind
the large
control
door
facility
that
isn't
read
going to control
Mind
itself.
Control facility.
Goodbye! I've unlocked an achievement called You Can't Jump, because I keep trying to press jump.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
It's for,
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, is that what that line means? What horrible secret does this place hold? It holds a great secret. Shut up. We've already established
that. Jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally
in an
monitored
image.
in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom schmeedom, as
This
far as I'm
mind
concerned.
control facility
Disco
was
is
too
more
horrible
important.
to believe. It couldn't be true.
I'm so out
Had
of
Stanley
phone.
really been
I gotta
under
be over
someone's
here.
control all this time?
Put
Was this
here.
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That can't be right.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Never.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
You hate to see it. Anyway, now I need to own this place.
But
It's
here
mine
was
now.
the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled
The
with
only thing that's
emotions,
nicer than
happy
saving
or
everyone
sad or
is
content.
condemning everyone.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes!
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really
Speaking
do.
of
But you
things
need
which
to
I have no
understand,
control over.
There's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Oh,
eliminating
good.
the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Alright,
Now
let's
this
go.
is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is much better than
5.
what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
those
But
ones
what
don't work.
precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Let's find
What's
4.
that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
We did it.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
Hell yes. We can do this.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
We're
Time
doing
doesn't
it.
grow on trees.
We're
Oh,
solving
dear
the
me,
puzzle.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of
there's
turning it off?
one.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen.
Oh, yes,
clicking
Ali,
on
it's a lot of
every little
fun.
thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Yep.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
That's how game works.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
This music
You're
does
only
fuck
still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
My choice is
all
to
the same
put
to
myself
me, all a
so I
part
can
of the
stare at
joke.
the big number.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say
Happily ever after. Well, rip to a real one. Shove the hats a little bit high on my head. I'm live! I lived. Stanley Parable. His last name is Parable.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means
Stanley
I'm immune to
decided
bombs.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It means I'm immune to bombs. That's all it means. I think that's a door for Izzy. That's a door for me later. Rambler wants to show you the base game. So that
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So that if you have not already played this game, I know that Sally definitely has because we've talked about it before.
Yet
But
there was not a single person here either.
I did.
Feeling a
I
wave
want to
of disbelief,
show you guys why
Stanley
this game is
decided
so
to go
good,
up to his boss's office,
and then
hoping he might find an
consume
answer
additional
there.
content by myself later. But first, Broom Closet. Let me in.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You're kidding? There's an iridescent like spanner in here. That's great. Why are you hiding your iridescent spanners? This looks so good.
There
And your
was
wrench.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Staring, 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 staring. Why is it iridescent? There's a thing. There's like
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with,
Incorrect,
he'd
I'm
be
running around in
justified
small
some
circles.
way. As
La
it
la
is,
la la
he's
la la
literally
la.
just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm so good at staring at duct tape, and what is
Are you really still in the broom closet?
what is that?
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because it's my favorite. Because you understand.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
La la
I
la
never would
la
have
la
thought to
la
mention
la.
it.
Ha 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 ha. Do you know how long it's been since I've been in this broom closet, narrator?
Maybe
It's
to
been a
you
decade.
This is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe
This corner,
when you go talk about this
and
with your
this
friends,
corner.
you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
My friends love me dearly. I don't know what you mean.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's true.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I will be dead
You got
once
to this
the
broom closet,
once I add enough
explored it a
party
bit,
hats, they
and
will
we're just about to
crush my
leave
skull
because
into
there's
jam.
nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system
Yes.
and you collapsed on the keyboard.
There is a physical malady
Well,
right
in a
now.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body
Bindle,
is
help.
taken care of before
got
it begins
too
to
many hats.
decompose.
I've got too many hats.
Hello?
Bindle. Help.
Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Insightful
All right. When
commentary,
you've
not
done that,
comedy.
just step out into the hallway.
Oh yeah, I think I would need to.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Any new bathroom tricks? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Truer lessons were never learned from the bathroom. And yes, Sally, I also enjoy how much that ending upsets the narrator.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I do find this game very charming. I say, I'm going through endings that I already know because I want to show you, in case you don't know them. But I'm like, this game is so charming, and I'm about to go and do one of the least nice endings in this game.
Stanley walks straight ahead through the large door that
Escape!
read Mind Control Facility.
I run.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I live to die. I die to live.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Stanley's escaping.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. If you don't confront it, you'll never learn. You'll never learn from your own fear of mortality. I've made it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Let me see it.
Farewell,
Ooh,
Stanley.
nice. Crunched. Let me at it.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Narrator 2, the sequel to Narrator.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
We have made it to the Museum of Stanley.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I see the nature paintings. Look, it's leaves. It's mountain. It's another mountain. It's mountain and also park. It's the woods. And it's the ocean. And it's more mountains. This is actually, I went for a walk today in my childhood, kind of. There's my computer. Like, the sort of walking space in my sort of place where I used to live when I was a very young one, and it looked a lot like this. It was nice. Bindle liked it. Yes. Yes, pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. That's doors. The set of the two open doors was the very first piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Yes, there are a lot of notes to this effect. Who's playing solitaire? The trees are still bare here in Finland? Okay, that makes sense. It's colder in Finland, so they probably have selection of the sounds used throughout the game when pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. That's buttons. I am living the true dream of Stanley, which is to press buttons lots. Lots of good, cool people worked on this game. Nice. Alrighty. I'm not going to read everything in the museum because I figure if you want to, you can come and look at this place yourself. You now know how to get here. But I think it's nice to come and have a look and see what a good job the devs did. Fun! I agree. Warzone. I think they're allowed to make fun of people who like shooters. You are legally allowed. Alien base awesome. Alrighty. Oh, we haven't been to the lounge yet. I gotta show you the lounge. Some of this stuff is a bit spoilery for the yes. Oh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, jeez. Okay. Interesting. I gotta quit looking at all this stuff because there's some spoilers in here as well. Buttons? Press? Press buttons? Yeah, I agree, Sally. The gimmicks are very important. Yes, monitor room, elevator, countdown room, we've been there. Alrighty, I'm gonna go so we can see other endings, but there's lots more of this museum to explore. I think down here there's like outtakes place. In there's outtakes, but I'm gonna go. We have an important date. We have an important fate.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yes, much like I wish to be free of these party hats.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I'm not here to win. I'm here to experience.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do appreciate that every time you go through it, how do I put it? Ooh, tea stain! Someone spilled. Betsy. What was I gonna say? That every time you restart the game, the narration gets shorter and shorter and shorter.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm doing it. I'm being a good boy. There's nature again. Yep. No doubt about it. That's nature.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yes, I am definitely doing that. Surprise! I'm getting back in the broom closet.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yes! Spanner, 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 spanner. Spanner or wrench? Do people call it spanner or wrench? I think they do. Both? Neither? Names. What do they mean?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Downstairs.
upstairs to his boss's office.
This is the direction. Paper with a weird kind of artifactiness around it. That makes it look like I can pick it up. Ah, regional makes sense. I think I should legally be allowed to pick up this paper because it's got kind of a weird artifacting on my screen. But I think I might just be imagining it. I'm in.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
This section
Admitting he had
contains
left his
themes
post
of
during
mental
work
illness.
hours, he
I
might
am
be
not going to
fired
skip
for
it.
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
I agree,
am
I agree,
crazy.
Sally. It is a good
All of
addition.
my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whee!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he
This is very
remaining so
magical.
lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air
I agree,
of the
Sally.
world outside this one.
Why wouldn't you?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This
Stanley
is the
felt
story
extremely
of a
normal
woman
today.
named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was
Well, it certainly
interrupted
does
by
look
the
like
body
that
of a
sort of
man
Peter
who had
Griffin,
stumbled through town talking and screaming to
crumpled
himself,
body on the
and
floor
then collapsed
thing.
dead on the sidewalk.
Sort of.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she
Yes.
thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Also-
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
For as heavy as it is,
It
this
was
does feel
comforting to
quite
think this,
pertinent.
and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Gren.
The very important
does look like
people
a Stanley.
whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
It does feel quite, like, good and pointed about how neurotypical, like, people who've never had mental illness tend to treat people who are neurodivergent and or have had mental illness, where they're like, oh, well, you're just weird, and that could never possibly happen to me. It's like, that's not how... I mean, neurodivergency, yeah, that's kind of usually a from birth type thing, unless you get an ABI. But, otherwise, yeah, mental
All
illness
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
is...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Answer me now, who farted? Who did it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, agreed, Sally.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It is a pleasant room, in fairness. I think it... I watched a video about...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Well, if you hadn't interrupted me, I would be telling you that I watched a Polygon video about the, how
At
to
this
get
point,
better at...
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
Please let
and
me
reflected
finish.
poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
They were talking about how to improve your home interior design, and one of the things that they said was bring all the chairs and furniture away from the
Stanley
walls.
sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'm trying to talk about interior design, shut up. If only I had $1.25. And then I could buy a soda. Please, give me my coins so I can purchase carbonated beverage. I don't even like fizzy drinks, what am I talking about? Alright.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
At least I closed the door behind me, narrator. At least when... Can I open them again once I... Oh, I can. Caution! Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I never lie.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
I'm really
incredible he
short.
wasn't fired years
This is...
ago.
I'm really short. Warning! Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Bye!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley
You're
left
not
from
my
the
friend.
platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I'm wearing 5 party hats right now. I am powerful. Wait, am I wearing 5? Check. Check my hat counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10. So I am wearing 5. I'm wearing 6 party hats! Were you waiting for the perfect opportunity? I think I'm running out of space on my head to put this on. Okay, let's try back here. Okay. Is the music new? This sounds like new music. That's just gonna hang there. Okay. That's the hats. I've got all the hats. This sounds almost like, I don't know if any of you guys have played Later Alligator, but Nana Roo's Antiques Shop has a song that sounds like this. Or at least a bit like this. Oh my god, I've got elastic bands encroaching onto my face space.
All of his co-workers were gone.
You
What
have-
could it mean?
Yes,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I did think that, Sally. I was like, people have been here long enough that there's probably some good uses for the, yeah, Sally, the, Later Alligator is just
When
good.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh yeah, the
Perhaps
Ouija
he
board.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It is a bit of a fiddly one, that
Wow.
puzzle.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, let's go for
Stanley
it.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Bye!
Please. What? Really?
Yes!
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Lay it on me.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
This is just a chill and wholesome vibes stream now. That's just how it is. We're just vibing. We're just sitting here under Starvum. We're looking at the particles. We're enjoying ourselves. Living in the moment. Letting things just be. Thinking about how I haven't played Superliminal, but I know that it has hidden rooms that look a lot like this, that are full of stars, and then you can find like hidden perspective constellations, and that's nice. It's a beautiful place. Get to see all of the beautiful things that they've added. All of these nice, fluffy clouds. I wanted to come back here, because I do genuinely like this place. It is... I'm just being very autistic right now. I'm just literally going, oh, the sensory input is nice. I was one of those kids. It's probably not that weird, but in any given bookshop that had an aquarium, or like a fish tank, or any restaurant that had one, I would just spend the entire time staring at the fish tank going, oh, the fish, look at the fish. That's probably not a controversial opinion. Everyone loves to look at... I have looked into like sensory room type stuff. Like, I like the idea of having, if I'm ever bastardly rich enough to have a place with multiple bedrooms and I don't have other people to live with me by that stage, then I like the idea of just building a nice sensory room for myself, full of nice things. Probably a place where, like, combine it with a lounge so that people can come and hang out and be chill. Oh yeah, music visualizers like the Windows Media Player one. I get what you mean. It is funny vibing out in this space room while also getting a compression headache from all of these party hats. I'll be fine. It's not like the swim cap from the Legend of Zelda stream. That was too much pressure at once. This is just party hats. I'll be fine afterwards. I can take them off once we get to the end of the stream. But yeah. I was googling bubble towers, which are the ones that they just have bubbles in them and they change the colour of the lights and they're soothing. But the marketing is always for either small toddlers or adult businessmen. And I don't know where the like commercial adult normal like home consumer, I would say. I wonder how many more effects are in here. The stars have gone. Have the stars gone? No, the stars are still here. They went away for a bit, which scared me, but they're still here. I think, unfortunately, there's a really real risk that I could just stay in here forever. But I can't. And I know what's coming. The game is going to give you a content warning for this, but I'm going to give you a content warning first. Content warning for suicide. Thanks for bearing with me, folks.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
But we will never find out how deep it goes. We could stay in that room forever. And
please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
we can always come back. We can always come back. Even if you won't remember.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Yeah, okay. Oh man, I even walk slower. That's depressing.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
But if you stop moving, you never change and grow. And I am scared of change. Just naturally speaking. but I know how important it is. And this is the only way to get things to change.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I can, but it's not going to change anything.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
We can't be happy here if we stay, though. It's beautiful, but it's stagnant. Nothing ever changes. It just loops on itself.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
In fairness, you did put me in a room full of nuclear bombs and made me sit through a timer for 3 minutes until you blew it up again.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
I want to see it one last time. Before we go.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
It would be nice. But that's not our fate. Well, it's been fun. But we need to start over. Honestly, I think just walking up this many stairs this many times in a row would just kill me before I reach the top. Well, see you later. See you next time round.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Hey, we're back in the building.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
But I have a no backseating rule for a reason. But that being said, I do still enjoy playing games with people.
When Stanley came to
getting
a set of
hints
2
when-
open doors, he entered the
No, he
door on
didn't.
his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Stanley wanted to fuck with couch cushions.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It's all
There's
me.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, he fucking didn't.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, bye.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Hell yes. I found
You
it.
see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was
Yes.
it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
I really
And in
appreciated
the
the,
end, it was
disco
all for
part.
nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Hell
Help
yeah.
me here, Stanley. Help
love
elucidate
orange.
these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me
It
some
is a
feedback.
delicious colour, you're right.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
What happens if I go through here? Oh. I think all of the doors lead here.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Feedback area 64.128.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
Indeed.
How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh shit! It's the worldwide leaderboard! Good old Neil. Skid, Nitronet, Vola, Hogarth. Hell yeah. I saw the person with the journey avatar. Hell yes. I'm doing a good job at video games.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel
Hello,
motivated to
Eva.
keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of
Oh.
a new game I've been working on.
Oh.
And now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
We are playing the Stanley Parable.
In this game,
is not
the
going to
baby
make any
crawls
sense if you
left
don't know what this game
towards
is.
danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire,
click right? I'm
you
not sure.
fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay, yeah, sure. I don't suppose the sound is working well for you either. Okay. Goodbye. Oh, the sounds.
You heartless bastard.
Yeah, the sound
Did you
button.
do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Neither.
Because
The
if
sound
it's
was
the
bad.
latter, then I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
It
oh,
was.
hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
We're in. Thank you.
Ah,
Oh,
fascinating.
shit.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
I've
What's
never
our
played it. This is,
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
Yeah, this
What a
is Firewatch.
fascinating
I've
venture
never
into
played
the
this game
experience of
before.
Total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I will do in a second. Oh no, Gren! Not another party hat. How many do I have left? I have 4 left. Okay. I'm going to... They ported Firewatch to the Stanley Powerball. They did. Okay, I'm going to do something drastic now because I think I physically don't have it anywhere else on my head I can put a hat. We are activating the shoulder pads. The shoulder hats. Let's get this bad boy on here. Okay. Shoulder hat. Activated. There we go. Alrighty. Let us venture out into this game that I've literally never played, but I hear it's very good. I also hear that people keep thinking that there are aliens, and that there are not aliens in this game. Beautissimo. I'm becoming more punk by the minute, it's true. I need to shift over so you can see my good... I need to shift over so you can see my good shoulder pad. Alright.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Oh, is this an open world game? Because the...
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Oh, God.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
We're still in the
Okay,
woods.
I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
So the
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Previously, this was Minecraft and the narrator build a house. Oh, shit.
Wonderful.
No!
See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
I'm the ball.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
I am the ball.
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Stare at that.
Okay, so what
texture.
exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing
Yeah,
that
this
there's
is
a
fucking
ball of
Rocket
some
League.
kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
This is sports
Stanley,
ball.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
The ball. Give me that. Hell yes. Okay. 10 out of 10 game. Goatee! 2022 goatee! Fuck yeah, get it in there, get it in there, get it in there. This is a game now.
Are you doing it?
Yes.
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story
Yes.
that I worked so hard on?
I'm
Stanley,
Monkey
I have
Brain.
a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist.
Get
but
in
if
there.
one ball generates a certain amount of raw
Oh,
adrenal
yeah.
pleasure,
I got
then
it in.
surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm
Yes.
going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Here comes ball. Here comes
Yes.
ball.
Oh,
Yes!
goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley,
Ooh.
I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more.
Hello.
I'm insatiable.
We're playing Rocket
More
League.
balls.
We're playing Rocket League. I have a friend who keeps telling me to get this game because it's good. But I say kept telling. They told me like ages ago. But get the ball in the goal.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you happy? Hold on.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Well, rest in peace, I guess. Oh. Ah, we're back in the original. This is the original Stanley Parable, the really original. This is back when it was still a source mod, a Half-Life mod. Broken as hell, but still. Yeah, all of the stuff. I found my room back when it was full of Half-Life computers.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Well, I hope there's a Stanley somewhere out there who's found what he's looking for. But meanwhile, we have to keep going.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Oh. Oh. I'm up. I'm up. I want to see the weather. Let me at him. Let me at the weather. Yes! I wish to see it. I would like to see it. I would like to see the weather. Let me out!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
To be fair, like, I went to look at the weather outside, and sometimes, in fairness, the weather is literally this. It's just blinding white.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that
I
you
fell
wanted
out of a
this
window,
to
yes.
stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Cheers. Can't believe the narrator just sent me money. I'm gonna restart. So yes, either the way I did that...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Much to think about. Anyway, here's how you get out of the window. You got this chair, you sort of climb up onto the chair. It's very difficult to do. There we go, I'm up. You get up on the computer, and then you get over here, and you jump out the window.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that
You
you're
don't need to
here,
hear
what do
him
you
talk
think?
about that.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old
Birthday
time
armor.
you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
I've just
I'm
turned into a
enjoying
gun
what
club.
seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
It's just a music channel.
But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
She's been very patient with me. We did go for a nice walk today, though. Yes. I am the birthday Gundam. I have 2 hats remaining. Why is there no pet Bindle unlockable? Because Bindle's not always here, so I try not to have it for when... Yeah, some of those inflections were very Tim Curry-like, you're right, Ali. Okay, let's start again. Let's find something else to wreck.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I see the new content. I walk past it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he fucking didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there, just a kind of, tingle. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, let's go do the thing you
Look,
want
Stanley,
me to do.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold
It's
on,
me.
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
There she is. It's my wife.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Fucking
Come
pranked.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay.
This
That's
is
my
a
beautiful
very
wife.
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Same as it ever was.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Same as it ever was.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Well, you can only make choices based on what's available to you.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Letting the days go by.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press F to spend time with the boys. Everyone press F to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely
sure I've got all
even
my hats
mattered
on.
what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
And disco.
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again. And
Sorry,
again,
that's me. I
and
keep
again,
habitually
over
spinning
and
it.
over, wishing beyond
Thank you
hope
for
that
coming,
it would never end,
and
that
see
he
you
might
round.
always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there
Goodbye,
possibly
wife.
be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me?
I'll take that
How
L.
can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
We're
I'll
not
try
so different,
once
you
more
and
to
I.
convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ain't that just the way?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Hell yes. There's always one more door to walk through. Content. Content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Yes. If people can fall in love and marry their
But
cars,
eager to get back
then
to business,
yes.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes I did.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Fuck no. Let's get confusing.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander
Correct,
about
Bimbo.
and get even
Correct.
further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Yes. Let's go.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Let's fucking go.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I love that he has a script.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down,
I
left,
saw the
right. Yep,
presentation.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Awesome. The what was it? I saw a presentation announcement for this, and it sounded very, like, auditorily, it just sounded very much like the narrator was always in the room with you, but just invisible, but still rustling invisible papers and, like, being physical, but invisible, and...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What's nice about this game is it has so much narrated dialogue, but I barely need to say anything. I can just let the game speak for itself.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Hell yes. Let's go. This is me. I am finding the story. You cannot hide your stories from me.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I
It's
can
great.
promise you there definitely was a story here before.
It's really good,
Do we
actually.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay,
Nah.
let's give it a shot. Why not?
Aw.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes. That's what I did. I think having all of these hats is finally affecting my brain functions.
Okay,
Oh.
yep, it's worse.
No choice
I might be
whatsoever.
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Yeah, that sounds
Why don't
right.
we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Back I go! Back I fucking go! Alrighty.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I am
No,
so
wait,
ready.
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Yes.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
No.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well,
It
do you
took
know
place
what?
in a wood shack.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No! I liked the room. Oh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
It's so simple. Let's go. I love line. I love follow. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is how we find
You
the
see?
story.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Hey,
You
John.
know what? I think what we need right
Oh,
now
shit.
is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ah! Party hat, put on music. Put the party hat on. Put the party hat on. Got another shoulder pad. Got another shoulder pad. If I go for another 10 minutes, then someone can put the last one on, and then I'll have 10 party hats. Goodbye.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Good news, I'm autistic. I'm really good at remembering details about things. Okay, cool.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
It's
We're
my friend.
intelligent people, right?
It's my
Why
good
can't we
personal
make up
friend,
our
the
own
adventure
story?
line.
Something exciting, daring,
That's my
mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Aha!
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I'm ready to do a
Oh,
story
no,
about
not
Lime.
you again. Stanley.
I love
I'd
it.
also like to veto
You,
the line from having
TM.
any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. And we should be
TM.
fine.
Goodbye, friend. Until we meet again. Oh.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Correct.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
You're so smart.
Starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Oh?
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I am ready for my destiny.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Yes.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Yes.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Yes.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Maybe.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
I like that there's a chair
we'll
for
find
me.
out, won't we? Eventually. Well,
Yes.
in the meantime, if you...
Oh! Cancelled. Actually, no, this game's scary. Too much game.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
I keep
Nothing
going
will
through
hurt
doors
me.
and bad things
Nothing
happen.
will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Any percent speed run. Yes.
All of his co-workers were
I'm gonna go
gone.
for one more
What
ending.
could it mean?
I think
Stanley
it's kind of
decided
a
to go
long
to the
one,
meeting
but
room. Perhaps he had
It's like the
simply
last
missed a
one I can
memo.
think of that I haven't done that isn't new content. So I'll run a little longer.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh shit, I actually did enter the door on my left. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Sorry for doing... Sorry
All of
for
his
doing the right
co-workers
thing.
were gone. What could it mean?
Let's go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I will ignore new content. Alrighty. See you
When
later,
Stanley
Sally.
came to a set of 2 open doors.
Thank
This
you
was
for
not
coming.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
At last.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. That's my prerogative.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look,
Let's
Stanley,
go!
I think
I need
perhaps
to
we've
fuck
gotten
more
off
shit
on
up.
the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
It
but
can.
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I'm thinking about
There's
that white
someone
void
you've
out
been
there.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Let's do
Stanley.
it.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
There she is.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
Makes you cry.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Would a real person do this?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
This one goes out to my followers. You need to learn.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Me.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30?
Oh, God.
I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy
Hamish is here.
decision-making process.
There he is. Hi, Hamish.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
I'll have to clip that
Do
and
you
send it
make
to him.
more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Excellent. I love an infomercial.
Welcome back.
Oh boy.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not
I've
to
just thought
worry.
you got your,
Now that you're properly informed
forklift
on good
certification.
decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okie dokie.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Boo, they won't let me jump off a platform. What kind of office is this? Are they in OSHA's pocket? Don't even talk to me about it.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I'll make it.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, He entered the door on his left.
Big ocean reel.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let me in. Okay, fine, don't. They locked it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, green.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Wait, shit, do I have the thing synced up to my game? Is Streamlabs going to recognize me speaking into the game?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Hang on. Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
Game
step.
broken, 0 out of 10. 0 stars. For sale, baby shoes never worn.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
fun.
hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Yeah, probably fine. It's all fine, it's all fine. Let's go in here. And oh shit.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
It's
Left
funny.
here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
It doesn't work.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do
Jur
I do?
everywhere.
What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Goodbye, game. This is not better. Things are not better.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
It looks fine.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You'd just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Classic
You're
narcissism.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm up. Go on, Stanley, you can do it. I believe in you.
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door.
That's the Stanley Powerball
Are you
Ultra
listening to
Deluxe.
me?
It's not all of
Can
it,
you hear me?
because I've saved new content
Is
for
everything
me,
all right?
and I
Stanley, this is
strongly
important.
recommend this game to people.
The story needs
It's
you.
very
It needs
good.
you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important.
Ah, it's a
than you
Unity
ever
thing
know.
now.
I need this. The story.
Because the
needs
previous
it.
one was done on the Source
So,
engine.
you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Bye, Stanley. And on that note, I think I'm going to send us to the menu again, because I have gone over time by like 15 minutes, and I need to check. Aha! One final time. Since no one else has done it now, I'm going to do it one final time and complete the Trinity, the Decinity? Let's do it. Last one. Party hat. Party fucking hat. I have done it. I have become the Party Gundam. Hat! Now, really, I could have just not, but I wanted to. For you. The birthday Gundam has been realised. And the stream has been fun. I do love the Stanley Parable. I haven't played it in a very long time, but it's always fun to come back to, and I'm excited to go away now and finish the rest of the game and see all the new things which are for me. And I hope that anyone else who wants to play it as well, you're more than welcome to, and you can go and see the new things for yourself, and it'll be exciting. I'm going to do a little self-promotional. There's a Discord to join if you haven't already done so, and there is a channel with all of my VODs on it, which is very nice. I'm just casually closing Steam down as I go. Thank you very much for all coming along. I'm gonna see if there's anybody to raid, because sure not. Why wouldn't you want to be raided by a party robot? Let's have a look. Who is around? Ooh, there's a few people around. I feel like, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna try this via chat. It'll make my life easier. Because he was here earlier. Let's go raid, Mr. Omu. Oh wait, I need to do it like this. There we go. I remembered my it's being funny again. Okay, I will do it myself then. But yes, so that's my normal raid message, and this is my subscription raid message. So either one of those, if you copy it, and then when we enter Mr. Omu's channel, we can give him a nice shout out. He's currently playing Dead by Daylight. I think there's some new patches for it, so that sounds fun for him, and we shall go and give him some post-stream encouragement. Alrighty, I'm going to start this up. There we go. Thank you all very much for coming. I will be back tomorrow with more Ocarina of Time, where we are now a grown adult man. And that's fun. Alrighty. Thanks everyone for coming along. See you tomorrow. Goodbye!